Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be simplifying rational expressions with a not equal to 1 and in terms of two variables. So remember, the first thing we do is factor. We factor first and then we can cancel. Okay, so in this numerator that is quadratic, my highest exponent is 2, so what's in front of that will be our a, middle term's b, last term c. I notice 7 will not go into 15 or 8, so I don't have a GCF. So I need to use the AC method. So I'm going to multiply a times c. 7 times 8 is 56. And we need factors of 56 that are going to combine to give us negative 15, our middle term. So 1 times 56. 56 divided by 2 is 28. 3 doesn't go. 56 divided by 4 is 14. And 56 divided by 7 is 8. So our AC is positive, so we are looking for same sign. And since we're trying to get a negative 15, they're both going to need to be negative. So let's see. So negative 7 times negative 8 is positive 56, and negative 7 plus negative 8 is negative 15. So this would be our correct combination. The others aren't going to give us negative 15. So this is what we replace our middle term with, and that gives us the 4 terms we need to do factor by grouping. Okay. And you'll notice our middle term was negative 15xy, so your two replacement terms are going to need to have xy as their variables. Now we will take out a common factor out of the first two terms, and that would be 7x. And then 7x squared divided by 7x is x. Negative 7xy divided by 7x leaves us with minus y. Those 7x's cancel. And then we look at the last two terms, and I see that I can take out an 8y out of each one. Now I mentioned in the last video that whatever this sign is of that third term, that's what's going to go right here. So I'm actually going to be taking out a negative 8y. So I've got negative 8xy divided by negative 8y, which just leaves me with positive x. And then 8y squared divided by negative 8y is negative y. Now, if I would not have taken out the negative, my signs here would not have matched. And so that would let me know I had to keep going and factor out the negative 1. But by taking that third sign and putting that in the middle, that will save you some work. So just go ahead, if that's negative, take a negative out of both of those terms so your signs here will match. And so now we have x minus y as our GCF, so we'll pull that right out. And that will leave us with 7x minus 8y because we're factoring it out of each term. Okay, so that is our numerator. Next, we'll look at the denominator, which is 8x squared minus 8xy. Okay, so we want to look for a GCF, and I see that 8x will go into both terms. So we'll take that out. And that will leave me with x. 8x squared divided by 8x is going to give me x. And then negative 8xy divided by 8x is y. Now that we've factored the numerator and denominator, we can cancel any like factors. Here I have x minus y divided by x minus y, which leaves me with 7x minus 8y all over 8x. Okay. And if we are asked to find the domain, we want to focus on the denominator. Our denominator was 8x times x minus y. So we're trying to find out what's going to make that 0 because remember we can't divide by 0. So we set each one. And here I'm going to divide by 8. That'll be 0. Over here, kind of looks strange, but we're going to try to get x by itself. Remember, x is our domain. And I get x equal to y. So this would mean all real numbers, fancy R for real numbers, except 0 and x equal to y. So that would be points like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So we don't want our x to equal y. So like if your x was equal to y, you'd have like 2 minus 2. You know, if x was 2. That would just mean y was also 2, which would give you 0. We don't want that. Okay, so here we have our simplified answer and our domain. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.